The Content Delivery API provides you with a number of query parameters that allows you to customize the content delivered by the API to fit your needs. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use these query parameters with Postman. Cool, let's have a look together. Okay, so before we get started with actually using the query parameters, let's have a look at the query parameters that comes with the Umbraco Content Delivery API. So first, let's have a look at the documentation here. If we go up here, we can see this parameter up here, get content items from a query. If we expand it, we can see the different parameters and queries that we can use with the Content Delivery API. So the first query we have is fetch. It's a string, and it'll give you the structural query string options. This can be the ancestors, children, and descendants. Then we have a filter, which is a string array. It'll filter the query string options. This can be the content type and the name. We have sort. You can sort the query string options based on the create date, level, name, sort order, and update date. We then have skip. Skip is an integer. And you can use it to show the amount of items to skip. We then have take. This is again an integer. With using this query, we'll show the amount of items to take. And lastly, we have expand. It's a string, and it'll show which properties to expand and therefore include in the output if they will refer to another piece of content. Cool. So let's just close it down once again here. And if you scroll down, we can see the different parameters and how we can use them. Let's have a look at fetch. The fetch selector allows us to fetch different subset of items based on a GUID path of a specific content item. So let's try and fetch the ancestors here, and we'll base it on the ID. So let's just take it here and open up Postman. Remove everything from here. So we just have content. Add the parameter, fetch ancestors, and we need to, of course, find the ID of one of the children here. So let's take my second page here, go to info and get the GUID down here. So if we take the GUID, go back to Postman and paste it in here and click send, we can see that it'll return a total of 1 items, and it's the home content node, which is the parent of our child content node, as we saw in the content tree. So we can see that it returns the content of the home content node. Awesome. The same can we do with children instead. So if we take children and replace ancestors up here and find the GUID of our parent up here. So we take the GUID here and add it to our parameter. And then it'll return 3 items because we have 3 child nodes. We have the content page. We have my second page. And we have the content node called Another Lovely Website. Awesome. So far, so good. So this is how you can use the fetch query parameter. Now let's have a look at the filter. So with the filter query parameter, it allows us to specify one or more filter that must match in order for our content item to be included in the response. So we have a couple of different ways to do it. We can do it by content type and the filter name. Let's try it out with the content type, which will use the alias. So let's take this here, replace our query up here. And now we need the alias. To get the alias, we can go in here and we can open up our document type homepage, for example. We need to take the alias up here called homepage. So let's take it and add it here. Awesome. Once you've added the alias, let's go ahead and run this query. Again, we can see it returns a total of 1 items, and it is the home content node that is returning with the alias. Awesome. Then we can use the filter name, When this filter is applied, only the content items whose name matches the specified value will be returned. So let's take this here, go back to Postman over here, and replace all of this. And so let's try and write home. And as you can see, this will only return the home page then. Awesome. So that is how you can use the filter query parameter. Now let's look at the sort query parameter. We can use this parameter to sort the content items by different fields. For example, create date, level, name, sort order, and update date. For each field, you can also specify whether the item should be sorted in ascending or descending order. So now let's take a look. So first of all, we can use for the create date. And again, it can either be ascending or descending. So if we want replace it up here. So if we add it here and say descending, we can send it. And we can see that it will be descending based on the create date. So we can see that the latest content node was created on the 11th of September. And the first content node was created on the 25th of August. Awesome. The same we can do with the level. So if we add it in here, and let's just keep it as descending. So it will return 4 items, and it will show it by the level. We can also do it by name. So let's replace it up here. Again, let's just keep it as descending. So I'll start with my second page, home, and then the content page, and another lovely website, descending. And let's just try it as ascending instead. Ascending. It will show another lovely website first, because it starts with A. Perfect. Awesome. You've now seen how you can use the query parameters with the Content Delivery API in the Umbraco CMS. It's now your turn to go out there and use these parameters to show the content of your Umbraco projects. That's all I have for you in this video. My name is Jonathan, and I'll see you in the next one. Jonathan out.